See, all right, with black women, the reason why it's so easy for y'all to leave us, because y'all lives get better when y'all leave. You get child support, you get alimony, you get these simpy ass stepdads that want to come in your life. Like, think about the mindset of a man that wants to raise another man's child. Like, why do these stepdads get so much praise? They're simps. You're raising someone else's kid that's going to scream at you. You're not my daddy. You can't hit me.
It ain't going away, bro. We are not going to stop doing that. If that makes you a simp, then I'm the king of simps.
I like my women less wealthier and more poor than I am, because I need you to have some fear that if you leave me, your life will be ruined. See, all right, with black women, the reason why it's so easy for y'all to leave us, because y'all lives get better when y'all leave. You get child support, you get alimony, you get these simpy ass stepdads that want to come in your life. Like, think about the mindset of a man that wants to raise another man's child. Like, why do these stepdads get so much praise? They're simps. You're raising someone else's kid that's going to scream at you. You're not my daddy. You can't hit me. You can't punish me. So I feel like with a black woman, you always feel like it's always another chapter. Versus you're a Muslim woman in a Muslim country, your husband leaves you, you might as well be on the streets. And I feel like having that, how can I put this? Because you shouldn't be with a man out of fear, but there should be that kind of balance in a relationship. Like, I do want to scream at him, but if I do, I could be homeless, so I'm going to shut up. Mm-hmm. When a woman believes that no matter what she says to her man, she gonna be good regardless, watch how much of this you hear. See, that's why we can't smack y'all up no more. We can't shake y'all. Listen, y'all need to be shook up sometimes. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I might say some stuff that's cringy, but some of y'all need to get shook up. I'm not saying punch y'all up or something like that, but it's so funny how women always say they like a man to take charge and tell them what to do and all that. Yeah, that revolves a little shaking. Shut the fuck up. Yeah. You know what I mean? Shake you a little bit. See, like, look, you've been shooken before. So your man shook you before?
I would say
make her a little moist right there. He was like, I remember getting shook. I laid that thing down on him after that.
I'm gonna say this. I think we've gotten to. It's a sad point. There was a time that you could have men step up, and it wouldn't be a big deal, right? Mm-hmm. I think
it was necessary though.
Right. I mean, but going all the way back from slavery, because you would have situations where a child's father would get lynched, or a child's father would be sold, yes. And we understand. And we understand. Oh. Especially no group of people more than black people understand of having that balance between male energy and female energy, right? Because women can't do it alone. I mean, if they could, the black community wouldn't be in the shape that it's in. But yes. the problem is that women will leave a good man with the expectation that somebody else is going to come in and rescue the day. And then when she gets tired of him, she'll leave him hanging. And in some cases, mm-hmm. you'll have the stepfather who will take care of the kids. And the moment she gets tired or feels like she has a better option, she will leave him and will not allow the kids to see him. Right. Even though he's formed a bond with him. So now we've gotten to a point where now men are shaming other men, calling them simps, because that really isn't manly. Normally, men are not penis police. We don't give a shit what another man does. If it works for you, it works for you. But men are now shaming other men because they're trying to curtail this behavior, right? They're trying to police this behavior. And so I think, I don't want to get too deep into it. I think that's the beauty of this whole passport bro movement, because I do feel like it's there's a shift in discourse, but go ahead, Stephanie. I know you were getting ready to say something. I just wanted to throw that in real quick.
I because I was getting shook.
Well, I wanted to say something. Yeah, that shaking thing got her all bothered. But look, check it out though. I don't think that every dude that is into. I don't even think the majority of dudes who enter into that type of agreement enter into it because they just want to take care of somebody else's kid though. But that's the way it gets painted. I myself have I have accepted those type of arrangements before, but I accepted it even though I wasn't looking for it. Like I've been in situations where if you just told me about a person on paper, I would say hell no. Like I don't want nothing to do with that woman. But meeting that woman and seeing her spirit of cooperation or something like that, then made me say, okay, well, you know, I don't want to deal with a woman with X amount of children, but if she's going to act like this, as opposed to Cherie and Kiki and all of them, like, wait, what? Then cool. What often happens though is that once they get, you know, their anchors in, then they start acting like, you know, Kiki and them, and then that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah, I'm in that situation now. Sorry, where I did get divorced from my husband after some time, but we just never came back together. I tried, you know, but I wanted to see his actions and his consistency, which I think, you know, would make me submit to this whole, you know, situation getting better, but I just didn't see it. So I was like, well, you know, it is what it is. And I probably have to accept that my marriage has failed. So on the back end, you know, sitting and listening to Kevin Samuels, it was like he was for the Black community, but I know that he wasn't like necessarily endorsing like, you know, men to take over. He said that it was like a bad deal for men to step in as stepdads because they don't get respect. But I didn't raise my children to be like that or, you know, disrespectful, but you never know what can happen. But it's like me in my situation, well, how can I be, you know, submissive or a feminine woman so that a man would, you know, maybe look my way or maybe take me out or maybe take me on in my situation, but I would never put, you know, like a full burden on that man, you know what I'm saying? Because they are my children. And I would just like, you know, just be so thankful that somebody would spend time with me or, you know, want to be a companion or things like that. But I don't know, it's tough. You got to compete because, you know, when you do have, you know, extra people there, it's something to consider, you know, and I don't blame a man that will do a double take and like you know, really have a hard time considering. And I mean, I don't know. It's hard.
Can I tell you experience from me being a stepfather before? I literally was dating this woman. She had a daughter that was about my daughter age, but I only got my daughter on the weekends, and we was living together, so I was seeing her daughter even when I was seeing mine. She even had the name I wanted to name my daughter. My name is Aaron, and her name was Ari. So I wanted to name my daughter that. So it was just like, wow, this little girl is perfect. And her dad was in jail her whole life. I was her first father figure. I taught this girl how to ride a bike. Still got videos of it in my phone. Used to read to her every night. Used to take her to the store with me, stuff like that. And when me and her mom, you know, we broke up, she was ripped out of my life. Right. I was so hurt. I was sending her Christmas gifts for the next 3 years while her mom was getting pummeled by all these other dudes. Right? So
did the same thing though, bro.
So the reason I can't do that no more, because y'all think men don't love y'all kid. Like, that's why I can't do it. I'm gonna love your kid too much.
Right.
And then if it don't work out and you take this kid out of my life, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I spent more time with her than my own daughter. She was like mine. But when the mom said, "Oh, well, you're not serving my purpose no more," you paid the rent, got all my benefits. I paid the rent, made sure her daughter was good and all that. So when she was good and all that, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, stepdads get used a lot. Yeah. I see it happen so much, man. Yeah. So much. Dudes fall in love with these women, kids, and the woman, I really don't like him, but he's giving my kids a good life, so I just deal with it while I can. So talk about the women that use these simply stepdads to get them all in their emotions, because maybe they always wanted kids, or I know a stepdad dude that his kid died. Right. And he met a woman that had a kid that reminded him of his kid, and then you know what I'm saying. So what about that?
But see, here's the thing. Again, like I know a lot of brothers out there, like, oh man, you know, a simp, and that's because they want to make sure everybody's in line. But the truth of the matter is that men black men specifically are good-hearted people. To even think about it and consider another man's kid, you're a good-hearted person. And I think what happens is a lot of black men their kindness is taken for weakness, right? Yes. And so that's the reason why you have this backlash with men calling folks simps. Because again, most men don't care about where you stick your penis. That's your business. They don't care. But we're trying to a lot of folks are trying to curtail this behavior because women are, a lot of women just tend to be out of line because they think they can always do better and that they feel like they're entitled to a man's support even if they have 3, 4, 5 kids. And so
it ain't going nowhere. It ain't going nowhere, bro. We are not going to stop doing that. If that makes you a simp, then I'm the king of simps. I am. I am.